The rear foot elevated split squat mobility work can be done in a couple of different ways, depending on what you need to work on. If you're working on ankle mobility, then you're going to do it with a forward knee position. If you're working on hip mobility, you're going to do it with a rear leg loaded focus. If you're working on both, then you can transition into both. So depending on what you need to work on, that's going to be your options. So your bench should be at or below knee height here. You're going to take a step out, decent sized step, bigger than a normal walking step. You're going to load the back leg up onto the bench, toe pointed. This one can actually be helpful to have a dowel or something to stabilize with your opposite leg. But from here, if you're working on that ankle mobility, then you're gonna come down, knee is going to go forward, heel stays down. So you're pointing that, or driving that knee forward, and you should feel a stretch up the back of that calf there. Keep the heel down, and then you're going to transition back into that quad. Glute stays tucked, squeezing here, and then driving up out of it. Okay, so that's gonna be the option for both. If you're simply working on your ankle mobility, then you can just come down into it and drive up out of there. If you're just working on your hip mobility, then you can just sit back on that leg, squeeze that back glute, tuck under, drive down, and come back up out of there. Okay, if you're gonna use both, then you can transition into it. So you're gonna transition forward, translate that knee forward, heel stays down, slide back, squeeze that glute, drive up out of there. Lean forward, knee stays down, slide back, glute stays tucked, drive up out of there. You should feel a good stretch in this quad. Make sure you're not allowing the low back to extend as you come back into that. So one more time, knee comes forward, heel down, transition back, squeeze that glute, use that to drive up, and then switch sides.